Welcome back to Watkins Glen International for the second race of this intense four-race championship event.
The field is now rolling behind the safety car, engines humming, drivers focused. A rolling start always builds anticipation. You have to be perfectly placed.
2 hours plus a lap of endurance racing ahead of us here in New York State. Mac McFarquhar leads the standings after his win in race 1, carrying 30 kilos of ballast in that Ryder Engineering Mercer.
Absolutely, and keeping an eye on the Pro-Am battle as well as the AM class fight will be key tonight. Consistency is everything at a track like the Glen, especially in these GTM machines.
The safety car's lights are off. We're preparing for green flag racing. So, Philip Coons lines them up from pole position, an interesting grid compared to the championship standings.
It certainly is. Coons is 9th overall, but put in a stellar qualifying lap. You have AM drivers like Gacci, Lindo, Price right up there too. Starting from the front here is crucial, but also adds pressure not to make a mistake.
Championship leader Mac McFarquhar finds himself starting way down in 11th, with Mole in 8th and Stokes not even racing tonight. A big opportunity for others.
McFarquhar has work to do from P11. From that far back, your first priority is just a clean start. You can't win it in turn 1, especially not in a 2-hour race.
Dominic Foverdew in 6th and James Pinkerton back in 16th are ones to watch in Pro-Am, starting further up than their championship rivals. Green flag waves. We are racing at Watkins Glen.
The field surges towards turn 1. Let's see who gets the jump.
Callum Walker making moves early up the inside of Phil Bodkin into the boot.
Clean move there, Walker, making progress from that P15 start.
James Pinkerton is also on the charge, past Bodkin now.
And Pinkerton slices past Buntakis too. That's 2 spots gained in just a few corners for the Radical Works driver.
David Constable-Barry holding steady in these opening laps after starting P14.
Just needs to find his rhythm now. Long race ahead.
Oh, trouble. McFarquhar and Cochise come together.
Looks like contact there. Cochise is spinning. McFarquhar might pick up a penalty for that one.
Daniel Cochise recovering from that earlier incident, now making moves. He's past Greg Sebo.
And he's having a go at Pinkerton. Yes, through he goes. But Pinkerton fights back and retakes the spot. Great stuff. Contact between Gacci and Pinkerton. Looked like a bit of understeer from Gacci there.
Gacci gets past Pinkerton, following that touch.
Now Gacci is under pressure from Sabo, and Sabo gets through.
This battle isn't over, though. Gacci is fighting back.
Yes, great determination. Gacci reclaims the position from Sabo.
That AM class battle is heating up. And Gacci continues his charge. He's now found a way past Greg Sabo again.
He's really pushing that Lanzo V10.
Here comes Mole, challenging his Strop for 3rd place.
Mole makes the move stick. No, A-Strop switches back and retakes P3 immediately. Fantastic defensive driving.
Mac McFarquhar dives down the inside of John Astrop. He takes 3rd.
Astrop isn't giving up, though. He gets the position back. Brilliant racing.
Oh, they've touched. McFarquhar and Astrop make contact.
And through the melee comes Martijn Mol up into 3rd place.
But Astrop fights back again, around the outside.
Mol forces his way back through. Now Mol and Astrop are side by side. Contact again.
And McFarquhar slips past Astrop amidst all that action. Mole passes McFarquhar. Great move for 3rd.
McFarquhar back at him. Retakes the position. No, Mole gets him again. Now McFarquhar again. Contact between them. And Ostrop sneaks past Mole.
Dominic Foverdew moves up, passing John Astrop for P5.
That's an important move in the Pro-Am context. Foverdew leading that class battle currently.
Astrop fights back and retakes the position, but Foverdew gets him straight back.
Looks like contact involving Nicolo Gacci and Maximilian Turbin.
Gacci gets ahead of Turbin, but Turbin fights back immediately, and now Daniel Cochise capitalizes to get past Gacci too. James Pinkerton moving forward again, makes the pass on Phil Bodkin.
Pinkerton climbing back up the order after those earlier incidents.
Jamie Price is off, hard into the barriers.
That looked like a hefty impact for the number 83 car. Dominic Favargue into the wall.
And Favargue hits the barriers again just moments later.
That's costly. He's losing positions fast now. Passed by Cochise, Turbin.
And Michele Gacci gets through as well. A disastrous sequence for Favargue. Mac McFarquhar continues his recovery drive. He's passed Jamie Price now and is up to second place.
Incredible comeback considering the incidents he's been involved in. That championship lead instinct kicking in.
There goes Jimmy Lindo past Phil Bodkin.
Good move for Lindo in the AM class battle. Michele Gacci hits the barriers.
And he loses a position to Dominic Favargue while recovering. Michele Gacci finds the barriers once again.
Losing time and positions, James Pinkerton gets past.
Phil Bodkin is into the barriers.
Been a really tough race for the number 9 AP's Angels machine.
Daniel Cochise takes P7 from David Constableberry.
But Constableberry fights straight back and reclaims the spot. Tenacious driving. Martijn Mol gets past Dominic Favargue. No, Favargue holds him off.
Mol tries again. Favargue defends. Mol finally makes it stick and moves up to fourth. Michele Gacci gets a position back, passing James Pinkerton.
These two have battled on and off throughout this race.
Oh, the championship leader Mac McFarquhar is into the barriers.
He's pushing incredibly hard in second place. Maybe just overstepped the limit there.
McFarquhar into the barriers again.
Testing the limits of adhesion and finding them. Still holding P2 though.
And McFarquhar hits the barriers for a third time in this phase of the race.
He's really having to work for this second place, but somehow keeps circulating without losing the spot.
Phil Bodkin has found the barriers again.
And another excursion for Bodkin shortly after. It's just not been his night.
And again, Phil Bodkin involved in an incident with the wall.
Just hoping he can bring it home now.
David Constableberry makes the move on Michele Gacci for P8.
No, Gacci holds on. No, he fights back and retakes the position. Close stuff.
Trouble again for Phil Bodkin. Contact with the barriers.
Adding another incident to a very long list tonight.
David Constableberry makes the pass stick this time on Michele Gacci.
He finally gets the better of that exchange, moving up to P8.
Jamie Price gets past Dominic Favargue.
That's a move for 5th place overall. Price having a strong run in the AM class.
Daniel Cochise has hit the barriers.
Another driver finding the limits of Watkins Glen late in this race.
Michele Gacci takes P8 back from Constableberry.
But Constableberry fights back. No, Gacci holds him off. No, wait, Gacci makes the move stick again. What a battle.
Phil Bodkin into the barriers once more.
Just surviving out there now.
And another trip into the barriers for Phil Bodkin.
He'll be glad to see the checkered flag soon.
Here comes Philip Coons. He started on pole, and he's going to take the win.
A lights to flag victory, absolutely dominant performance from the Ryder Engineering driver.
Philip Coons wins race 2 at Watkins Glen. And look who's coming home in second. It's Mac McFarquhar.
From P11 on the grid, through incidents, crashes, penalties, that is a remarkable recovery drive. Damage limitation for the championship leader.
An eventful run to P2 for McFarquhar. Rounding out the podium, it's Martijn Mol.
He was involved in some incredible battles out there, especially with Estrop and McFarquhar. A hard-earned 3rd place for the Crocetti Motorsports driver.
Mol takes 3rd after a fighting drive. So Philip Coons converts pole position into a commanding victory here in race 2 at Watkins Glen.
Behind him, it was chaos. Mac McFarquhar somehow salvaged second place despite numerous visits to the barriers and contact, a crucial result for his championship.
Martin Mull fought tooth and nail for third, involved in some epic multi-car battles. We also saw plenty of incidents up and down the field.
Absolutely. It shows just how demanding this track is over 2 hours. Kunz's win tightens things up nicely in the Pro-Am standings too. McFarquhar extends his overall lead slightly, but he knows he perhaps used up a bit of luck tonight.
2 races down, 2 more to go tonight. We'll be back shortly for race 3. Well, that brings an end to a frantic evening of racing here at Watkins Glen. 2 demanding races completed, 2 more to come in this championship.
What a night. Mac McFarquhar might have visited the scenery a few times, but salvaging that second place keeps him firmly atop the overall standings. That's championship driving, finding a result, even when things get rough.
Big winner tonight, though, has to be Philip Kunz. A dominant victory in race 2 vaults him all the way from 9th up to 3rd in the championship standings. Superb performance.
Absolutely. And Martin Mull's consistency pays off, moving him into second overall after a hard-fought podium. The Pro-Am and AM class battles also saw plenty of shuffling after tonight's action.
Indeed. McFarquhar leads, but Mull and Kunz have closed the gap significantly. It's all set up beautifully for the final 2 races of the championship.